How's it going out there? This is Feature Mine, and so there's some very significant clues in the Bible. And so the Bible was written by mankind, but was inspired by God. So God worked through mankind to create the Bible, to write it. And so we find in scriptures where it says, "Do you not know that the Spirit of God dwells in you?" So we are powered by God. That's what pretty much what life is, and consciousness. And it says pretty much in the beginning was God's Holy Spirit moving over the water. So we see right away that water existed right there with God. So that means to me, does that mean that water is a part of God? Like maybe it's the fluid of God. You see, water has different elements of existence. It has liquid, it has gas, and then it also has solid. So in the beginning was water. It doesn't really tell us what state of physical presence that was. I would guess it would be like a mist, possibly, or it could have been liquid water. But we know liquid water requires a lot of times heat. So, well, it doesn't really tell us it just says it was moving over water. So you would almost assume it was liquid water. And so, the interesting thing is that God separated the waters above from the waters below. So at that moment is when we have an up and down. So we have water, and you don't know what shape this water is in, but we know for sure God separated the waters below from the waters above. So now we see in between you have air, which is in a way another form of water, because air is basically a thinner form of water. So it's just in another form, a lighter form. It's not so dense as water to where you can drink it. Air is something that is invisible to us, but it's actually a thing. And so now we have space in between the waters above and the waters below. So then the Bible tells us how dry land began to form on the waters. So now we're getting dry land appearing on the waters below, obviously. And so with this dry land, vegetation was able to sprout from it. So then we got waters below now with islands in the middle, and dry land with vegetation. And then human beings, well, it doesn't really say, if anybody knows like what came first, animals or humans, I mean, correct me in the comment section, but we're going to go right to the humans. I believe the animals were probably created the same way. I don't know if there's much information on it, but there was animals of the air, it says, and animals of the water, and then animals of dry land. And so basically it looks like possibly the animals from the water were created from the water, substances from the water, and the animals of the air might have been created with the air, who knows. But we got birds, and then you got water animals like fish and all types of sea creatures, and then you got the land animals. And then mankind was created. So mankind was definitely created from the earth. The Bible gives us descriptions about that, where the dust of the earth is where mankind came from. So that dry land that popped out of the water, which was created from the water. So everything has been created from the water so far. So we can see in the beginning was the water, basically, and God, which to me sounds like it's saying the water was possibly the physical feature of God. the body of God possibly, and then the spirit was over it. So if basically everything that was created came out of this water, which, like I said, we don't know exactly what water is, but it definitely seems to be something that existed. Well, the Bible tells us it existed before anything with God. So water is a very powerful thing that I believe is being overlooked by the general public, and it's not exactly acknowledged to the point where it probably should be, because water seems to be something very, very serious. I mean, we baptize in it, we cleanse ourselves with it, we require it multiple times a day. We have to drink it. I mean, you can only go a few days without water. I mean, it's essential to life, and it's a unique substance that scientists have no idea where it came from. I mean, they're trying to say water came from meteors, or they're trying to say they just really have no clue how water came to be. They're saying it's possible there was a perfect combination of elements that where hydrogen and oxygen and all this stuff just came together, and it just existed. It just came out of nowhere. But water, like scientists will admit, is a very, very unique thing, and they have no evidence of water anywhere else in the universe, according to their model. So now we see for sure how everything came out of water, because when the land was created, then humans were formed out of that. And then we got trees that were growing out of the ground, and soil. So we had soil with vegetation. Everything that we see around us in this physical reality was created out of this water, when this dry land was created out of water. And then everything came out of that. So now we have everything that exists in this physical world coming out of water. And it's very possible that this water is God. I mean, if you would like to contribute to this discussion, leave a comment in the comment section and explain to me how water is not something special. I mean, if I'm going too far saying it's possible that water is the body of God or something close to that, or the physical representation or some type of manifestation of God, I mean, let me know your thoughts on water. But according to what I've saw in the Bible, and plus, like, I'm going to share with you some other historical journals about what people thought about the beginning of time, where there's other cultures that said that they have a very similar story about in the beginning was water. So all things came out of this water. Everything that we see today is out of this water. And dry land came out of this water. Human beings came out of this water. So water is possibly God, or the physical manifestation of God that everything came out of. So let me know your thoughts of this discussion in the comment section, in the description box. I mean, I just pretty much made this video because it seems to be a lot of clues in that opening part of the Bible that just doesn't seem to have been really, it almost seems to have been a little bit overlooked as far as how significant these clues are. And the main part I wanted to share with you is how I believe what has been overlooked is how, and I don't know if it's been overlooked or not, but it just seems like it, because it just, the fact that they're saying water, all physical things came out of this water that we interact with today. Everything is out of that original water. So, but also another big clue is when the waters were separated from the waters below and then the waters above. So that shows us that was the moment where, that's pretty much the moment where we were given up and down. So I don't know. Some people are saying there's a force, a gravity force. I haven't been a big fan of the gravity force idea, where we have to have it down. I believe almost that the waters below became the waters below, which was the moment of up and down being created, and everything out of the waters below, um, you know, you can say is attracted to this waters below, where you throw it up, it's gonna come back down. And then, so basically, everything that came out of the waters below belonged at the waters below level, where, things people want to call it gravity or whatever, but there could be something to that possibly, where there could be a reflection to where there's resistance, like almost a magnet, where magnets can oppose each other and then magnets can attract each other. So if you look at the waters above and waters below, where is it possible that they're reflecting against each other possibly? And there could be some type of force if you want, but we're going to have to get into the gravity discussion later at another time. But I believe that this is a big part of that discussion, where we're identifying the up from down. And then we can get into another video later if we're going to try to figure out if there's an actual force involved or if it's just buoyancy and density, where, anything with weight's going to obviously be attracted back down to the waters below level. But so if going back to water being the root origin of everything that exists, well, basically, if water is God or is an element of God, or whatever we're going to decide water is something it's probably interdimensional. It could be, it's a spiritual substance. So everything is made out of this spiritual substance of water in its origin form. And that's a big clue that we can really brainstorm on and maybe even go deeper if we get involved in the comment section and go off of this information and let's build on it and see what we can figure out. So thanks for tuning in. This has been Feed Your Mind. I'm going to leave a link if you want to sign up to my free email newsletters in the comment section in the description box. I'm also accepting $1 donations if you want to help keep Feed Your Mind online and help me get back to my documentary style videos. I'm going to want to redo a lot of these podcast style videos and turn them into documentary style videos that'll be easier to share and stuff. So if you can chip in $1, that'll be a big help to help me get that done. Also, I'm also going to leave a link to my other channels. I'm going to be at Feed Your Mind 3, dropping videos on other subjects that I don't cover on this channel. And I'll leave links to my social media plus much more. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.